Good afternoon. Today's video is a full face of products I haven't used enough for the amount of excitement I had when I got them. A lot of these are products that I've only used a couple of times, or I used a lot for a while and kind of put away. There are things I looked through and I was like, oh, I want to use this. I haven't touched this in a while, or I want to use it again. So that's what we're doing today. Let's go ahead and get into it. Now, please ignore all the breakouts I'm having. I don't know what's going on. It's a thing. We'll cover them up in a minute. I'm not worried about it. So I'm going to start with my eyes today, do eyes and eyebrows. I'm actually going to use tape on like the edges. I did a look like this the other day and I kind of miss doing it. I used to use the tape all the time and always have like the really sharp outer corner, and I stopped doing it so often, but I did it the other day and I was like, I just love that more graphic, like straight line. So we're going to use some tape today, but I'm going to fill in my eyebrows first. And I've talked about before that I wasn't a huge fan of, well, I liked it, but the Glossier Brow Flick, I didn't use it a lot when I first picked it up, maybe about a month ago now, and I was just using it like the beginning of the brow. Well, I'm going to go ahead and use this all the way through my brow, and I did that the other day and I really liked it. And the e.l.f. Brow Lift, also not the biggest fan, but like these two paired together, it looked really, really good. So we're going to try that today. I'm actually starting with my Milani brow pencil and I'm going to outline underneath my eyebrow. Just underneath. I'm not going to fill it in or anything like that. Just outlining the bottom. Just like that. Other side. I don't know what's with all these breakouts, but this one will like not go away. It's just a red spot now, so that's cool. Okay, once I have the bottom outlined, I'm going to take that brow pen. Now the brow lift says to use it first, but I used it second last time, so I'm going to try it again like that. So I'm going to take this brow pen. Are you supposed to shake it? I don't know. Now this is in the shade brown, just brown. And I think this is a little dark for me, but again, TJ Maxx purchase, of course. I'm going to take this and just literally flick it into my eyebrows. This was the only place I was using it. But like I said, I put it through the rest the other day and it looked really good. A little darker than I would normally like. I usually go for more of a taupe. But the effect of this was really nice. Taking the spoolie on the end of my eyebrow pencil, I'm just going to comb through that. I think the first time I used it, I might have used it all the way through. But I was also using pencils and like colored brow gels and just using it on its own. It looks really good. So there are those two products in the brows. I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Brow Lift now. And the little spoolie. And the little spoolie that you buy with it. Alright, I'm just going to dab this in here just a little bit. I have some product on here. I'm just going to brush this gently through my eyebrows. Basically standing them all straight up. Then I'm taking this and kind of smushing it down in the front, especially. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like that for a minute. It will fall a little bit, so it won't be quite so, is it laminated? Now this brow isn't going to want to do that. This one, I don't know about anybody else. My hair, like when I have my hair short, it all curls one direction. Like one side curls under and the other side curls out, like it all flows. My brows kind of do that, where this one will stand up and then this one falls over. I don't know if that made any sense, but see how that one did not quite stand up. But I'm not going to mess with it too much. I feel like that's my problem with this product, is I touch it too much after I put it on. And then I start like continuing to try to smooth it because it's already fallen down a little bit. But with the brow flick, hang on, that's like a clump of brow. With the brow flick, it really defines the hairs. I don't know, there's just something I really liked about this combination. I didn't love it until after I had all my eye makeup on, though. Like, right now, I feel like this is way too harsh. But once we finish and progress and, you know, we've moved on, you'll see. Before I apply the tape on the corners, I'm going to prime with my Juvia's Place eye primer. I haven't used this in a while. I have been reaching for my MAC paint pot. So we're going to put a little of this on. That was probably way too much. This and the ABH one, like, man, it's a lot of product at once. Just blend that in. Making sure to get over that little blemish there. There we go. Blends right in. Now that we have our eyes primed, I'm going to grab a couple pieces of tape. Just plain old Scotch tape. Now, I know that not everybody loves this or, you know, wants to put tape on their face, but I've never had an issue with it. You can also buy the ones, the face and eye tapes from e.l.f., which are maybe a little more gentle, but I'm just going to place this on the outer corner. Kind of an upward angle. And then looking straight ahead, that's when I want them to be even. And I do have hooded eyes, so they're always going to look a little bit off, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, so now we have our tape on. Like I said, not everybody likes to do this, but I have been back into it lately. This is how I actually learned to do winged eyeliner. I always put the tape down and went like, you know. So that's what we're going to do today. I used to always do my eye makeup first. Always. I always did my eye makeup first. And lately, as you've seen on here, I've been doing my face makeup first. So it just kind of goes back and forth depending on what I'm in the mood for. We're back into the tape right now, so we're doing the eyes first. For my palettes, I've actually picked out my Michaela palette, the Paht 2 palette, and my Juvia's Place palette. These were both very new to me. I used them both once or twice, moved on to other things, so I'm back into these at the moment. I just want to give them another go. Here's what the Michaela palette looks like. I do have a video with each of these with swatches and things up on my channel, so if you want to see swatches and stuff, go check those out. There's that one. So I think we're going to start with the Michaela palette, and I want to use kind of this blue purple area down here. When I did it last time, I used like the greens and golds. So I want to go up more toward this section, maybe this on the lid, maybe these through the crease. So we're just going to go ahead and get started with that. Starting with this shade over here, this like light pinky purple. It's called Mama Wang. Down here, I'm going to go through the crease with that a little bit. This primer's creasing already. Tap out this primer. I bought 3 primers close to the same time. The MAC Paint Pot, the Juvia's Place, and the ABH. I feel like they've all creased on me. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe there's nothing out there. Okay. Going in with Mama Wang, that light purple shade. Go through the crease with that. I've only done one look with this so far, but I'm like, I've been dying to get back into this one. I really like that. It's a little less pink than I was envisioning, which I like. I was watching Baddie Bean yesterday and she talked about this palette. And I was like, yes, you're right, I should use that. It's just so pretty. I love my Glamlite palettes. And honestly, this wasn't a brand that I was kind of expecting to be this good. I felt like they were kind of gimmicky. So I never wanted all the stuff. You know, they always have like the big... I have also the pizza palette, the cake palette, the taco palette. The taco palette's like sitting down there. They're weird to store. They're humongous. And I thought they were just going to be gimmicky. But after I tried the cake palette, I was like, okay. Finishing building this up. I'm going to dust it over just the edge here. I'm going to put a darker purple out here in the corner, but just kind of, hopefully it doesn't get too warm in here. I had to turn our air conditioners back on yesterday. It was so fall. Had the windows open and, you know, wearing like a jacket and stuff. Now I've got shorts on again today. It's all over the place. It's teasing us with fall. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take, this was the row I wanted to use for like the fall stuff, like this little section right here, fall. I love it. So I'm gonna take this purpley shade called Authenticity right here, and I'm gonna pack that onto the outer corner. I'm gonna use this little Real Techniques shading brush. I like the Real Techniques brushes, but I never like the handles. Like this one's okay, but you get some of them and the handle is like this big and you're like, what am I supposed to do with that? Takes up your entire cup for your brushes. Okay, I'm gonna take Authenticity on this little brush. That is gorgeous. Just patting it pretty much on this outer corner. I'm gonna shape it right against that tape. And I follow some actual makeup artists and they talk about, you know, just cleaning up the outer edge here with the concealer instead of doing, you know, tape, but I don't know. I always did it this way and I just like that really crisp look sometimes. And when I try to clean it up with concealer, I feel like it ends up like blending, like it'll blend this purple into the concealer and, you know, not what I'm trying to do with concealer is spray purple all over my face. It's like gently buffing it into that other purple shade though here. I want it to be more sharp against the tape, like deeper, and then kind of fade as it goes up. This brush is working really nicely for that. I don't use this brush that often. The Real Techniques handles tend to make me not reach for that. I know it seems kind of petty, but you know. All right, let me see. Sun's coming in on one side. Then you can always go back into that first brush and just clean up, you know, kind of blend out the edges with that lighter purple. I thought I knew what I wanted to do, and now I'm like, I don't know. They're all so pretty. I am going to use a glitter glue. This is the NYX Glitter Primer. Just taking a small little concealer brush with my primer. Squirt a little bit on there. I also have a little rubber spatula that works really well with this too. Go in, just a thin layer. I'm not really trying to do a cut crease here. I just want for the shimmer to be able to stick to this. I used to do a lot of cut creases with concealer, but I feel like this just makes it stick a little better. And you can kind of draw out the shape you want. You know, kind of doing a cut crease situation without committing to the thick concealer line. If I'm going to use concealer though, I do like the e.l.f. Traditional, the 16-hour camo concealer, like the matte one. See, look at that. I feel like that's already creasing in there. Like it's already wearing away the purple, and I didn't even put any of this there. Uh-oh, is it the Juvia's Place primer? I'll have to continue to test it. Like I said, I've been reaching for my MAC paint pot, so I'm not familiar anymore. I'll take a little bit more of that Authenticity shade. Kind of go right there. Clean that up. Make sure I get it really into the crease. Alright. Now on top of that primer, I'm going to take, oh my god, first on like the whole center part. Then I'm going to take I Love You in a little further and then poppin' on the inner corner. Well, maybe we won't do the inner corner quite yet. We'll do the lid. Just taking this little Zodiac BH brush. It's like a flat brush, but it's a little bit fluffier than a flat concealer brush. Again, have not even used these on the eyes, so let's see what we've got. Maybe going with a finger, we'll see. It looks like it's picking up pretty nicely on the brush. I might want a little more impact. I'm gonna try it with my finger. Oh yeah, it's very shifty, like pink or purpley blue. Just what I was hoping. Ooh, that's pretty. Alright, that's probably way too far up. But now it's there. Okay. Taking my finger, I'm not having the product on. Yeah, I've got that like way out here. That's okay. That looks really cool. I like that. Okay. It's kind of doing what I was hoping, where it would be like the purple to blue shift to blend the purple with the blue that I wanted to use. This is what I like about the Glamlite shimmers. They're like shimmery and glittery, and it's not like a smooth, you know, bronze metallic or anything like that. You know, they've got some texture to them. So pretty. I'm gonna take that brush and just blend that edge. This has nothing on it, it's just the brush I was using. Okay, I do want to add a little bit more on this side because I feel like this one's like all the way up to my eyebrow and this one is not. So we're going to just stick a little bit further up. I've already done it to one side, I have to do it to the other. Again, just blending on that outer corner. I'm going to take a little bit more of this brush and just blend. Whatever brushes I'm using, I just kind of keep them handy right in front of me. You can kind of go back and forth into each one depending on what you need to blend. If you put something else on, like out here in the corner, maybe I want to go over it with my matte brush one more time. You know, you don't need to really add more product every time. So I'm going to take the little flat brush, going into I Love You down here at the bottom. This one I wanted to use the first time. It swatched beautifully, but then I went with like the green and stuff. So let's see. Beautiful. I'm going to take it over the purple. And there it is with and without the blue so far. I don't always go with blue like this far in on the eye. It can look, make it look a little dark, but I don't even care. I don't even care. It's so sparkly. Gonna pat that over. Just want it to flow one color into the next. I'm gonna go back into the little purpley shade, the Oh My God shade, and blend that over the edge. We're done with that for the moment. Actually, we're going to do some eyeliner really quickly. We're going to keep this palette handy though. Definitely using Pop In on the inner corner. And I don't know what we're going to do on the lower lash line, but we will find out when we get there. Do I want to go black wing or blue wing though? I'm trying to use my different colors of eyeliners. Okay, I have the L'Oreal Matte Signature Eyeliner in blue. None of these had shades on them. It just, the sticker is a different color on the front. So this one's in this royal blue shade. Going over that one more time. I've been really trying to use other eyeliners, you know, different colors than these ones I have. It makes me realize I really prefer a pen. I am not great with the potted eyeliners. The liquid, I feel like you have to dip back in so many times. I'm like, come on, just be applied. So there is that. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the tape, and from here we will decide. See how satisfying that is. I'm gonna throw these away, and then you can decide if you need to clean it up with a Q-tip. We'll kind of look and see and go from here. Taking a Q-tip, I'm just gonna clean anything that was under the tape. And then without the tape, you can always go back in. Like if I want a little more in this outer corner, you know, just kind of zhuzh it up. But yeah, this very defined wing, sometimes I like that. I think for mascara, I'm gonna go with my green essence. This is almost empty. Like it has to be. It's so lightweight compared to my other ones. And this would be the only mascara I would use if it didn't smudge on me. I almost use it like a lash primer. I always use it first and then just put something else over the top. Sometimes another Essence one, sometimes a Maybelline one. So just putting something else over it kind of seals it. I'm going to go ahead and take the Sculpted Volume, the purple one. Yeah, this has way more product in it than that green one. Okay. I don't feel like that did much today on top of those. So I am going to take one more mascara. Another Essence one. And this is the Volume Stylist 18 Hour. This is a very dry formula. This one like almost looks dry in the tube, and it probably is getting that way. My thing with this, I'm like, is it drying out or is it just like that? Is it the same as it always was? The Smashbox Always On Gel Liner in Fishnet. It's black. But I've been trying this for the waterline, like under my lashes, and I don't think it's been smudging very much. Still kind of playing with this to see. Nothing stays up here and doesn't smudge. Nothing. Not even my LA Girl ones that I swear by on the lower lash line. Anything I put in the upper one just transfers. So we'll see how this looks in a few minutes. I'm still, like I said, still playing with that one. So that's what we're using there. Okay, we have the top portion of the eyes done. So we're going to go ahead and do the face. I'm going to pull my hair back a little bit so I'm not getting stuff in it. For face spray, actually I'm going to prime with a spray first. This is the Milani Make It Last Cherry Scented. I was so excited when I found this, but then I subsequently found like all of the other sprays, and so I kind of didn't use this one a ton. And it smells like fake cherry. It's not like the best thing I've ever smelled, but these were the kind of things that I was like, oh my gosh, it looks like it smells so good. I want to try it. To actually prime my face, I'm going to use the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer. This is actually very new to me. This is one that I was like, yes, give me that. Okay, I gotta take these off. Apparently I use like my whole hand to rub in my primer. But to fill in the pores, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Cookies and Dreams primer. Again, one I was super excited about. And used it a little bit, like you can see, but I haven't used it in a while. Okay, so we're going to blend that in just to the center of the face. Now the brows, see how they're kind of like sticking up a little bit, not quite like they were when I started, when I like laminated them to my face. I don't know, I was impressed. I was shocked because separately both of the eyebrow products were okay, like the pen and the brow lift. Once I used them together though, I really liked it, and I was like, okay. Before we get into foundation, I'm just going to put a little bit of my Bobbi Brown Corrector, which I do use. I've been using this a lot more than like the Pixie one. I have been really liking this one for like blemishes and things, which we've already talked about. I have a million. So I've liked this for that, and I've been using this little tiny pointed liner brush to very precisely cover them. For foundation, I've chosen the Uoma Beauty, the Say What Weightless Soft Matte Foundation. Now, this is the shade White Pearl T2N. I do have a couple others. It looks a little warm, but we'll see. I have one that's lighter than this and one that's darker than this. So let's see how this looks. And I bought the other shades because, well, actually, the one that's darker I bought first. And this was closer to the one I wanted. Looks a little cakey right there, though. But so did the Catrice Foundation I wore yesterday, so I think it's just the weather. You know, it's changing. It's all over the place and all that. My skin can't take it. Okay, this looks very dry. I don't love this at this moment in time. Honestly, I think it's my skin, though. It is pilling up and doing weird things in the exact same. I wore the Catrice Foundation yesterday, the True Skin, and up here it looked like it does right now. The lines are very visible. Where my sunspot is, it wasn't like adhering to it basically. It just wasn't sticking to my skin there. It was sinking into this little line. It was a different foundation. I had different primers on. And it was sitting the exact same way. But like I said, between all like my breakouts and things, I wonder what's going on with my skin. So I'm not going to judge any products right now. So we won't judge any products at the moment because I think I am the problem here. So for concealer, the Uoma Beauty Stay Woke Concealer in the shade White Pearl T1. I've probably used this one time. The doe foot is like, the whole thing is not very long, but like the tip is very, very long. It's really a good shade match for me. It's just a thicker consistency. Doesn't really smell like anything. Okay, we've let that set for a moment. I'm gonna go ahead and blend that in. Yeah, I think it is a skin issue right now. Ugh. Because everything. It's looking crunchy. For under eye powder, I'm going to use my Zoeva. There are two powders I like for my under eyes, and it's this Zoeva powder and my Maybelline Fit Me. Other things start to take away coverage and such. Somebody else have a part of their routine like that where you like to try other things, but there's like one part you're like, nope, under eye powder and mascara for me. And even this isn't perfect, but this definitely is more consistent. Like this circle right here likes to live its best life, visible to the world. So for face powder, one that I bought, so excited to have it, a Laura Mercier powder. This is the Mineral Finishing Powder #1. I don't think this is the same as like the really, really popular powder, setting powder, finishing powder, whatever they call it. The first couple times I've used it, it took the coverage away. So that really stopped me from using it. Wow, that is a lot. It has a little sifter, but it is all up in the top. Like that is closed and it is everywhere. So yikes. Picked up a lot. I'm trying to tap some off. Okay. So I'm just going to tap this on the cheek with my powder brush. Oh, that is like super mattifying. Like that is set. I always pat. I don't rub my powder in. Let's see up here on the forehead where this was looking really textured. Let's look. Okay, I don't think it made it worse. Okay, that doesn't look bad. Okay, that is one I would use again. It is very mattifying. Like that absolutely set it. There is no nothing. Like it is set. It didn't add like any coverage or anything, which is fine. I don't mind a setting powder that just sets. I am going to go ahead and spray my face again with the Cherry setting spray just because, like I said, I'm feeling a little dry today, and maybe this is not the one to use, but for contour, I haven't been contouring a lot lately. I always contour my nose just because I feel like it gives it a little bit of shape. But the Shade and Light, the KBD, I was working really hard to finish my Kevin Aquan one, and then after that I was kind of like, okay, well, I'll use something different, but I just haven't been using a lot of contour powder. This is so powdery though, and it is so pigmented. I have to be very careful, and I'm not always very careful. Like you can see right there. That was barely a tap. My kids are home. That's very pigmented. Look at that. Let's tap over this with my sponge. I'm going to do a little bit on my cheeks. Actually with a fan brush. But like, so pigmented. Yeah, I've been going more for like the bronzer and blush. But almost creating like that contour line with them. Okay. Just a little bit down here. For bronzer, the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. It tastes like chocolate in my mouth right now. For blush, I have a cream and a powder. The cream blush is the Laura Geller Shades of Pink. Now, it has a highlighter as well, which is pretty. But I think I'm just going to use the blushes for today. So I'm going to grab a stippling brush. I don't know if I put it over a powder last time, so we're going to find out today how that works. Going into the middle shade here, which is like exactly the color of what we've got going on. Here, look at that. Okay. So I'm going to take that onto the... Okay, it's much more pink. Let me take some of the lighter shade. Okay. So these are super pigmented. I think I did this last time because I still have the opinion that these, the way the pans are in here, it looks like kids makeup. It looks like it's gonna be not pigmented, but that looks so good with this. Oh my gosh. I like that it's not dewy. I feel like a lot of cream and liquid blushes are. Like they're meant to look dewy, or they almost look like a highlighter, like that e.l.f. one. The e.l.f. Jelly Pop one. It's almost, it's literally like this eyeshadow almost. It's just, it almost looks like a highlighter. This does not. This looks like a matte blush. That is so gorgeous. That is so gorgeous. Oh. Okay. And this is why I'm doing this video, to remember I still have new stuff myself. I don't need new. I've been trying to be better. I know for a while I was doing a lot of hauls and everything, and I'm sure I will have one again, but I've been trying to be better. All right. That's so pretty. I'm glad I went with that, with this look. I'm going to go ahead and go over the top of it with a powder blush just because we're here. And I've chosen my Tarte blushes. And I have the shade Delight and Exposed. I have each one of those out. Exposed was definitely lighter in the swatch, so I think I'm going to use that one. Exposed is on top and then Delight down here. I mean, Delight definitely goes more with what I'm doing, so I think I'm going to use Delight. But these were another product that I expected to be more... I expected it to be more subtle and a little bit drier, and I don't know why that picked up a ton. Someone dabs. I just thought it was going to be less pigmented because people always said it was a matte blush, and for me, when you talk about how matte it is, how long wearing, I don't know why I thought that would meant not pigmented. It doesn't make sense. It's not like the two go together. I think we'll do highlighter and then we'll move back to the eyes and do like the lower lash line and inner corner and all that. Then we'll do lips. So let's finish this up. Okay. For highlighter, I pulled out my Fenty Beauty. Like, look how gorgeous these are. Definitely using this. Obviously, absolutely matches everything we have going on. So I'm going to dip into, let me go ahead and swatch these real quick. It's been a long time since I've used them. Oh, that one is very purple. Oh my goodness. And there's the other one. I think we'll just have to use the pinkish one. I think the other one's going to be way too dark. So into the 7-Day Weekend shade. Right on top of the cheekbone. A little bit down the nose. I remember finding this at Ross in the case. Like, I had to ask him to get it out. I'm so excited. And now they have them on clearance. The I think I have not seen these in a while, but the green, the orange and pink one. Good gracious. Okay. Anyway, so there is that Fenty Beauty highlighter. We're going to do the lower lash line now. Back into the Michaela palette. I think I'm going to start on the inner corner because I know what I want to use. I want to use the shade Poppin', which is this one, which is almost kind of like a blue-white duochrome. So I want to use that on the inner corner, and then actually I think for the lower lashes I'm going to use Wicked Awesome on the outer corner. All right, taking Wicked Awesome. I just said I was going to do the inner corner first, didn't I? I did. Well, I now have this blue on the brush. So taking Wicked Awesome into the outer corner here. Oh, that's exactly the same as the eyeliner. I love that. I am like tapping it into the palette and then tapping it on onto this rag over here, just because I don't want to get a lot of blue fallout under the eye. I'm a little more cautious when it comes to the under eye work, because I'm usually done with everything else for the inner corner. Okay, it picked up. It's a little bit chunky. Be careful. But that is poppin'. That is no joke. It's very like iridescent glitter. It's not glitter, but it doesn't show up as like white. You're just seeing like the reflect. I don't know if that made any sense. Because in the pan here, in the pan it looks white. On my eye, it kind of looks white, but you're seeing more of the blue sparkle than anything else. So there is that. Update, it doesn't look like there's too much of that Smashbox liner down here from the upper lashes. It doesn't look too bad. Okay, so there's that. And I think I want to go with the Mama Wang shade, that first one we started with. That light pinky purple. That light pinky purple shade on the front half of the lid. Front half of the lid. Front half of the lower lash line. So that. Then I'm going to go next to that into the Paht Rice. And it's a little more of a pinky shade. I'm going to put a little bit of that on just to give a little more color down there. Oh yeah, that definitely made a difference. Same here. For the lower lash line, okay, I think after swatching all the blues, I'm gonna go with this, the shade Blaze from LA Girl. I was gonna say Laura Geller. Couldn't say it earlier, now I can't stop saying it. I'm gonna go ahead and sharpen this really quickly. So we're gonna work that onto the lower lashes. I'm not always a fan of like a purple or pink like this in the lower lash line. You know, it definitely can make your eyes look a little red, but sometimes just goes with the look. Lower lash line mascara, going back into the Essence Volume Stylist. And here are the, okay, just to show you, these are the LA Girl swatches. Like right there. This is me scrubbing it off my hand. So they're very long wearing, I'll tell you what. Okay. Guess this is just gonna live there for the moment. Alrighty. I think that's it for the palette. I'm loving it. I love the way this looks. These shimmers, like this glittery shimmeriness, is what I love about this palette. It's that they're not just metallic, they're glittery. And again, might be why some people don't like them, you know, that if that's not your preference. I love that about them. Let me find some lipstick and we'll be all done with this look. For lips, two products that I was collecting essentially. I turned these lipsticks into Pokemon. I had to have them all. I did. I just was like, if I saw it at TJ Maxx for $5.99, I bought every single one of them. The Becca Lipstick Love, Ultimate Lipstick Love lipsticks. And this is the shade Orchid. This beautiful, like, purpley shade. And I've not used these in a while. And I have some really, really, really pretty fall colors, especially in this lipstick. And I was thinking about it yesterday, the shade Rosewood. I'm like, I gotta use that one. You know, just like when you're kind of thinking about what the look you want to do the next day, it's like, oh, I want to use this or that. But I'm going to use Orchid today with this look and the Loreal Ultra Ego Lip Liner in Goddess. We're going to bust out this Loreal Lip Liner and the Becca lipstick. It's beautiful, cool toned, like purple almost. That is the perfect shade for this. Oh, that's so pretty. So, so, so pretty. The lipstick in Hibiscus. Oh, excuse me, Orchid. There is that. I wasn't going to use a gloss, but I just thought of one that I've not used in so long that would look so cute with this. Let me grab that. And it is this in the shade Amethyst Glaze, the Color Luster Lip Gloss. Look at that. So here we have the final look using products in my collection that didn't get enough love after I had to have them. Things I was searching for, and they just kind of got put away and pushed off. So I love the way that this turned out. This is so, so, so pretty. The lip combo, I'm loving. I don't usually go for like a purpley lip, but like this lipstick, this lip gloss, like these are looking really, really gorgeous. I'm loving everything about this. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll consider subscribing, and I will see you next time. Bye.